Hey guys, John here again with TD Racing, and today we're going to be taking a look at the HY-851 nano quadcopter from Huiying Toys. For those of you who haven't heard of Huiying Toys, they're coming onto the market with some amazing quadcopters, and this little nano is no different. Now, I definitely recommend, if you are in the quadcopter market, that you give them a look. The HY-851 here, when you get it, it comes ready to fly. It comes with the transmitter, USB charger, a spare set of props, and a screwdriver for removing the prop guards and for removing the battery cover on the back of the transmitter here. The transmitter is the same one that they supply with most of their nano and micro quadcopters. It uses two shoulder buttons on the top for forward and back, left and right trim. And then these two buttons here control your left and right yaw trim or rotational trim. Your flip button's right here. You push it once and then input the direction that you want to flip. The quadcopter will flip one time and then come out of flip mode. This button right here is for your rates. It's got 3 rates but only 1 yaw rate. However, the yaw rate is more than adequate, and like the HY-852 has very good resolution. So, you know, if you give it a little bit of input, it's going to yaw slowly. And the more input you give it, the quicker it's going to yaw. So it's very controllable, which is nice. You know, I would almost rather that than have multiple yaw rates. I would almost rather have it be, you know, just have good resolution so I can control how fast it's going to yaw. One thing I should probably mention about this before we move on to the quadcopter is how to recalibrate the accelerometers and how to go into headless mode. So what we'll do is we'll just bind the quadcopter quick. Now to recalibrate the accelerometers, you'll take both sticks and move them in towards each other. And you'll see the lights flash. Once they're done, the accelerometers have been recalibrated. Now if you want to enter headless mode, you'll face the quadcopter in the direction that you want to be forward, and then take the 2 sticks and move them down and away from each other. And now the front lights will constantly flash to indicate that you're in headless mode. And it will stay in headless mode until you move the sticks down and away again and take it back out. The quadcopter itself has some pretty neat features for a nano quad. For one, it has removable prop guards. So you would simply just pull the screw off and you can remove the prop guard. Which is a pretty neat feature for a nano. You really don't see that much. However, it seems to fly better with the prop guards on, and it really doesn't affect flight times. So I would suggest just leaving them in place. You know, they just work really well. The quadcopter also has headless mode, and the headless mode works very well. I've found it keeps its heading much better than most quadcopters I've tested. I mean, you can even get this thing in a full yaw, and it will keep its heading rock solid. And one cool side benefit of having headless mode is the quadcopter is constantly trying to hold its heading, even if it's not in headless mode. I don't know if they're using a magnometer or if it's just simply like an algorithm-based heading hold. But if it's flying and you bump it off of something in the house, and it, you know, say you bump it and it spins a little bit, it'll automatically snap back to the direction it was originally heading. So it's kind of cool. It helps you keep control if you do bounce it into something in the house or indoors. The quadcopter has some really bright LEDs, which make it a great night flyer. And it also has the range and horsepower to fly outdoors in pretty moderate winds. I mean, I've found this quadcopter will fly to about 35 meters without a problem, which again I think is pretty impressive for a nano quad. What else do I have to say? It's got an internal 145 milliamp hour battery that takes about 20 minutes to charge with the supplied charging cable. I've gotten about 6-minute flights out of it indoors with the prop guards on, and you have a relatively short 10 to 15 second low voltage warning, so you just want to keep that in mind when you're flying outdoors. Just keep an eye on how long you've been flying for. But I think that's about it. So I think that's enough talking about this quadcopter. Why don't we put it up in the air in the kitchen here and see what it can do. Alright, we'll do a quick indoor flight with the Huiying Toys HY-851, starting off in low rates. In low rates is actually reasonably quick, and it's a good rate to fly it around the house in. It's not boringly fast like, say, the Cheerson CX-10. You know, you can get little funnels going. We'll go to medium rates. You can see the pitch pick up a little bit. Quick prop guide test. Going to high rates. And it gets real pitchy in high rates. The thing just flies in high rates. And like I said, the high rate pitch and just overall horsepower is plenty for flying outdoors in pretty moderate winds. We'll try some flips now. And for some reason, it kind of leans to one side too when it does a back flip or a forward flip. You can see it'll lean just before it leans, which is kind of weird. We'll do a side flip. So I don't know what that's all about. But it recovers from the flip fairly decent. It gives a little bit of throttle first. You know, so it recovers pretty well and it flips pretty good. I think what we'll do now is we'll land it and put it in the headless mode. So like I said before, to enter headless mode, you'll take both sticks and move them down and away from each other. And you can see the front lights are now flashing. So now forward will always be forward. And we'll put it in a full yaw. And you can see how well it does hold its heading. Alright, we'll go left. So headless mode does work very well in this quadcopter. I'm actually very impressed with it. We'll bring it back in for a landing, pull it out of headless mode. And I wanted to, I had spoke earlier about how it kind of holds its heading as well. Needs a little bit of trim. So what I'll do to show that is I'll just kind of walk over to it. And if you grab it and twist it, it goes right back to the heading it was facing. I don't know if I got that, so I'll try that one more time. It goes right back to the direction it was facing. So that's kind of cool. And it definitely helps with when you bounce it off of something. You know, it snaps back in the direction you were going. But all in all, awesome little quadcopter. It's a blast to fly. Another hit, I think, from Huiying Toys. Hopefully this review was helpful to somebody. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment and please subscribe. And as always, thank you very much for watching.